Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Empire led by Nerexa facing off against Grand Cathay and the Diving Cow, and it is going to be a total tavern bounty attempt from the Empire. So they're coming in with 2 mortar wagons, and they didn't need to be max chevron, but he's going all the way. But essentially, you need to win a semifinal or a grand final match, and I believe this was a semifinal with 2 mortar wagons in your army. And honestly, Cathay is I would say a hard faction for mortar wagons to be good against, because mortars obviously don't have the most armor piercing, although I guess shooting at like peasant archer positions could be okay. And as a bit of a niche application on this map, there is a lot of forest. So each side has a forest that you can kind of hide behind. So you could essentially park 2 mortar wagons back here, and they could shoot at objective 3, objective 2. If your opponent finds a way to compromise them, you move them over to the other side. So maybe there's some niche applications, and I don't think I've ever seen mortar wagons being used with that many chevrons. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Now for the Imperial Army, it's going to be Boris Todbringer, a bunch of state troopers, 2 gold chevroned mortar wagons, and Boris is really good. Obviously, armor piercing, always great, but he heals himself in combat, and that's really the big thing. So if he gets blasted in the face by like Iron Hill Gunners or anything else on the Cathay roster, he can heal himself up. Whereas Karl Franz, though a good assassin character, wouldn't be quite as effective, because if he did take a ton of damage, you'd have to spend wins to heal him up. Whereas I would imagine the Empire is going to be winning most of its engagements here based on the army I'm seeing with magic, like Pit of Shades, those type of abilities. And yeah, we do have Gandalf here in the tree, so it's going to be a Grey Wizard and yeah, Pit of Shades. So that's pretty much it. Now for the Cathay army and the Diving Cow, it is going to be a battle line of Jade Warriors backed up by Jade Warrior crossbows. Very good, right? 160 range, they outrange Empire handgunners. They can pretty much wear down any state trooper unit relatively effectively. Just a very, very powerful unit, especially since it gives harmony to some of these frontliners here. 1 cannon in the back, cannon not bad against the Empire. It can trade pretty well into Empire artillery. It does get slightly outranged by the Hellstorm rocket battery, so that's probably the more mainline tech you'll see from Empire players against Grand Cathay is like the Sunmaker plus another artillery piece to just win the artillery duel. And once that's done, they can start, shooting at the peasant archers and all these different units and really just absolutely melt them. But Grand Cathay counters that by bringing a Dragon-Blooded Lore of Yin and using the stealth ability to sneak up on artillery and dropping summons and or vortexes. So Ancestral Warriors, Invisible Spell, and Storm of Shadows. So yeah, it would basically just be dropping the Ancestral Warriors on like the Sunmaker and just cackling all the way to the bank. Now, for the Imperial forces, we see the mortar wagon setting up, and that's basically going to be the only thing I'm looking at this game. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to be very focused on it. And yeah, the gold chevron mortar wagons. I know the chevrons can increase a multitude of variables, and including accuracy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's kind of see what kind of damage they can do, man. Boris Todbringer chilling on the far side. Looks like a couple state troopers going to be moving here. And the mortar wagons are opening up. Here comes the firepower of Sigmar, the most dreaded unit of all time. Mortar shots coming down. And you know what? That's not the worst damage I've ever seen. Not terrible. Able to punch through some of that jade armor. Also, the peasant archers get hammered. And I really, really hope, man, if these mortar wagons pay for themselves and there's like some secret tech that we can discover here in this video, that's going to be super fun. I can't remember the last time I saw mortar wagons being used in one of our tournaments either, like in an unironic way. I mean, sometimes people would, bring them in an early round as a meme when they think they're just going to lose, but yeah, this is a semifinal. So mortar wagons getting a little bit of work against the Jade Warriors, but now they're in range of the crossbows, which definitely should not be. They're going to be pulling back right now out of range of the crossbows. And yeah, Cathay's going to get a nice stranglehold on objective 1 and 2. This is a very good map for Cathay and Dwarves. Any map where you can have like a really nice formation covering 2 objectives is incredibly strong. Pit of Shades going down is going to be tearing through some of the Jade Warriors and sending some of them to the warp, I would imagine, or wherever the hell that goes. Probably some foul realm of sorts. But yeah, Jade Warriors get wrecked there pretty bad, and that's an overcasted Pit of Shades. And if the Empire player can methodically do that, wear down all these Jade Warriors, then you can start to take frontline engagements. No great swords or anything. Great swords are really cool aesthetically. I think one of the most badass units on the Empire. They have that cool Holy Roman look, but ultimately at the end of the day, they just get karate chopped by all the focus fire. So cannon shots going downtown, shooting into the poor swordsman, and we get Felix Jaeger coming out. All right. So he's on his way. He's getting popped in the face. He only has 70 armor, so he actually can get worked by this crossbow fire a little bit. Oh, the Jolly Green Giant. Look, we got the Green Guardian. That's a pretty cool shot. You got Felix like charging in as the Jolly Green Giant comes in the distance. And Jolly Green Giant, he does reflect missiles. So if he gets, close to mortar wagons or hand cannoneers or things like that, he can do work. And now we will watch this hero of the old world. I have to say, it's very strange watching Felix fight without Gotrek. It just feels... it's like peanut butter without jelly. You guys get the picture. But yeah, Felix does heal himself. He does have that healing ability, so he's able to kind of grind in combat. And, against Grand Cathay with Demons of Chaos, something I've had a lot of success with in the past is using the Blood Reaper characters, or the, not the Heralds, but the Khorne anti-infantry characters. I always get them mixed up. It's like Blood this, you know, Skulls that. Gets a little bit crazy. But now in the forest, we do see Sterling's Revenge, Free Company Militia coming out. Felix fighting to the best of his abilities. But the Jolly Green Giant should smash him. I mean, this guy is a beast. He's got 82 melee attack. And yeah, it's basically, you know, a generalist unit. It's not like designed against infantry per se, but it can do some work. Now, Empire Grenade Launchers coming over from the flank. Very good usage. Basically one-shots a Peasant Spearman right there, as Felix is going to be trying to fight the Jolly Green Giant. You can still shoot him. His aura range, I believe, is like 55 meters. So like handguns, units like that can outrange it. Yeah, it's 55 meters. So Sterling's Revenge has 90 meter range, right? So they can like work outside of the range, but the problem becomes when the Jolly Green Giant like decides to charge you. But yeah, Felix getting worked on a little bit, but you know, at least he's distracting this very powerful unit. Now, Cathay getting good bowfire in. Looks like there's going to be some Peasant Horsemen looking to penetrate into the backfield a little bit. Outriders with grenade launchers also very vulnerable to being chased by skirmish gab like this. And it looks like the Sterling's Revenge is going to be turning about face, and they can run and shoot, so they can come and close the distance, also rip some nice shots. And the Empire is going to be pulling out Demogryph Knights with halberds. Oh yeah, demis are one of my favorite. I just finished painting all my demis in tabletop. I have 9 of them in my Empire army. They get into the trees here, and yeah, these Peasant Horsemen probably didn't see them coming. They're going to get absolutely cut to pieces. Now, looking at the value trading, it's pretty even, which is good for the Empire. The Mortar Wagons still shooting away as far as kills. It looks like they've got 900 value on the Mortar Wagons? Oh my god. Is the Gold Chevron Mortar Wagons the secret to Sigmar's success? Is this the way that we cancel the apocalypse and end the end times? Well, we'll have to find out. These other Mortar Wagons over here sitting at 500 value, and they have been able to nuke down Peasant Archers. I guess they have good targets. Like Peasant Archers are very, very susceptible to mortar fire, and it looks like the Cathay player did bring a fair amount of those. Also, Iron Hail Gunners are going to be very decent targets for them to shoot. Now, back in the middle, looks like the Empire kind of swinging this one back a little bit. Grenade launchers doing nasty, nasty damage against these Jade Warriors, as the cannon continues to shoot in the back, but not really having any good targets. Now, the Demogryph Knights are here, so I suppose shooting the demis with cannons could be quite good. More grenade launchers going to be on the way in, as Boris Todbringer does get hit by a storm of shadows. Iron Hail Gunners are preparing for Boris. You can see they're waiting back here, maybe seeing if he'll screen across this way, but he's just out of range right now. Now, Pit of Shade's going to be going down from the Empire player. Very, very good cast right there. As the grenade launchers are partially compromised, it looks like they're taking some crossbow fire from the Cathay forces here, and there is going to be an Ancestral Warrior summon, but nice dodge right there as the grenade launchers are able to get away. So now the Ancestral Warriors might as well pile them in and have them rear charge some of these infantry here. I believe they cause terror because they're a ghostly unit, so they can terror out some state troopers and whatnot. So the Empire trying desperately to get this objective, but the Jolly Green Giant has something to say about that. He's continuing to fight there. We do see the Jade Warriors and the Spearmen, holding their own. State Troopers aren't bad. I mean, their leadership isn't terrible. Very much, I wouldn't say they're like, they're a little bit better than Clan Rats for sure. Although from a cost perspective, I suppose the Clan Rats might be better, especially with the Skaven and Summoning Cheese giving a leadership buff to the army. But over here on the backside, Outriders with grenade launchers just kind of sitting and popping away at infantry, a little bit out of range, but it seems they're able to shoot slightly out of the range, which is an interesting one I haven't seen before. Demogryph Knights with halberds guarding them and hiding behind this rock face, because obviously the cannon's going to have a full chub for those. So demis are just kind of on patrol, trying not to get in range of the cannons or in line of sight of the cannons, and now they're going to be going after the Jolly Green Giant. But as soon as they see the Peasant Horsemen coming to shut down the grenade launchers, they turn about face and will be taking them down. Now, Jolly Green Giant getting shot by the Free Company Militia, as long as they stay out of range, the Sterlings should be a very, very good answer against this, but I would imagine the Terracotta Sentinel will be chasing them down. But yeah, the 55-meter range, I feel like they could have given the Jolly Green Giant like 90 range, so he could at least reflect shots like this, and then you would have to use like handgunners and whatnot, but it's still a really cool unit in principle, but I just feel like it's just not quite there. Granted, this is obviously a lot of what's designed in this game is around the single-player experience, and oh, give us the damage reflection. Oh, here it comes. The bullets are reflecting, and the grenade launchers are also bouncing back. Look at that. Oh my god, the Jolly Green Giant got it. He reflected the grenades on the Outriders, and yeah, he didn't see that. That was actually a pretty cool play. See, that's what it's all about right there. But anyways, on the other side, we do see Objective 1 being owned by Grand Cathay. Empire does have some Empire Knights trying to fight through Jade Warriors and Spears, so it looks like Diving Cow is going to be able to hold this one. Value's very even, and Grand Cathay does have a Stranglehold, and not anymore. No, it looks like the middle objective was taken by the Sigmarites. Toddy over here does also find the Dragon-Blooded Lord, so it looks like she had landed to attack something, and she got a little bit surrounded. So if the Dragon-Blooded Lord goes down here, that could be a big throw. Toddy, obviously, a vastly superior duelist. He's a great duelist in general. He's got the White Sword of Ulrich. I don't think he brought the Crush the Weak. Let's go ahead and take a look at the kit here of old Boris Todbringer. So yeah, we got the Midland Runefang, we got the White Cloak of Ulrich, which is great, lowers melee attack and speed, Blood Roar, and yeah, so he did not bring Crush the Weak, which I think is very good. Although Cathay's leadership is so high, it might not really be that useful to get an extra like 4 leadership penalty, right? Jade Warrior crossbows back here, getting nailed by a Pit of Shades. Jolly Green Giant causing some serious havoc, but he does kind of overextend into the deeps. And the Demogryph Knights with halberds able to fulfill their role, which is anti-large. And the Jolly Green Giant going to be getting blasted from downtown by what appears to be some basic handgunners, and down he goes. You know what? That guy, he had a good run, man. It was fun seeing him in action. Nice play here by the Diving Cow. Going to be slipping some Jade Lancers through, and he does get a square charge right in the face of these grenade launchers and handgunners, which has got to feel pretty good, but the Demogryph Knights should be nearby, and or Empire Knights to come and peel these guys off. We'll have to see, and it looks like the Empire Knights are going to rear charge, but yeah, the handgunner is going to be taking some substantial casualties. On the far side, Objective 3 owned by the Empire, Objective number 2 owned by the Sons of Sigmar. We see a lot of State Troopers here, and with the Jolly Green Giant going down, Demogryph still being very healthy, several hand cannoneer units, and the dreaded mortar wagons are still going. I know they're kind of inconspicuous, guys, but we have this one almost paying for itself, and it still has a little bit of ammo to use. And, well, actually, that's not true. With the gold chevrons, they're quite a bit more expensive. These ones are in the territory of paying for themselves. The other one, not so much. But, you know, it does give you an answer against, like, the crossbows. Mortars are often used against that type of stuff, right? Like Vampire Coast, when they would play a lot of bow-centric factions, or like the Greenskin spamming Orc Airboys in Warhammer 2 land battles, we would often see Vampire Coast bringing a plethora of mortars, right? Just like a whole bunch of those to bombard from downtown. So I like the tech, actually. It's kind of cool. I wouldn't have thought it would be useful at all against Grand Cathay, but it seems as if they're not, like, you know, game-changing, but they're doing something. Like, they're paying for themselves. They're being decent, which is way more than I expected when I put that bounty up on Total Tavern. So I expected it to be one of those games where, like, the mortar wagons did nothing or very little, and then, like, the other things carried. But it seems like they're, like, part of the formula, which is pretty crazy. So the Empire's pulled ahead pretty massively in value. Obviously, the Jolly Green Giant was a big centerpiece, and he got karate chopped pretty badly. The Empire now has a stranglehold in the middle with Sterling's Revenge, as well as the mortar wagons in the back shooting. I know I'm actually talking about them as if they're good. Demogryph Knights with halberds chasing down Jade Lancers. These guys have also been another MVP. They dominated the big SEM. They've got 1,500 value. They've been peeling off a lot of cab units, and I love Demogryph Knights. They're such a rad concept and unit. Jade Lancers on the way up. Handgunners putting some nice firepower here into these Jade Lancers as the Empire Knights pull back. And the reason why the Empire Knights are pulling back is to open a shooting lane so they can get a little bit of line of sight. But no, these are Sterling's Revenge here. I believe the hand cannoneers or the handgunners are still in line somewhere. I'm not sure where they went, but oh, look at this poor guy. He's like spear sticking up. Yeah, he tried his best. Demi's coming in, probably to peel off these peasant horsemen. I think we'll have to see if they move in. I know the Demogryph Knights were nearby, so going to be getting a nice peel here. Objective number 3 is going to be taken by the Empire, and that's basically going to be GG in my opinion. I haven't watched this replay yet, but I've been playing this game for a long time. And domination mode as well. Cathay is not good at getting objectives back. They're not a faction that, like, swings back, like, very well. I mean, the Empire would have to blunder a lot of centerpieces here, like maybe throw their Demogryph Knights and let Boris go down. But even still, Cathay is very, very slow in terms of their infantry. They have very poor killing power on their infantry and cavalry, so they can't, like, a Jade Warrior would take a couple minutes to kill a Spearman with shields, right? Like, it would not be a speedy experience, to say the least. So I think the Empire is going to get this one, guys. The mortar wagon's still shelling away, shooting into the Iron Hill gunners in the back. Oh, let's watch the damage. Come on. Come on. Get some work in there. That is not bad. That actually did some work. And look at this. The mortars can be repositioned. 1,600 value on the mortar wagon. Oh, my God. Have we discovered the new era of Sigmar's glory? As on the far side, we see some peasant horsemen coming in here, but looking at the points rapidly increasing for the Empire, the Cathay player is going to tap out. And yeah, I didn't even know he was going to end it there, but it was kind of in that territory. I got to say, I'm impressed by the mortar wagons, and that is why we do these bounties. We take units which are perceived as terrible and useless, we throw them in, and we see if people can make them work with an incentive of getting a special avatar. So he did unlock the mortar wagon bounty avatar, but he chose to keep he's also unlocked a wood elf bounty avatar for winning with the Wild Riders, which he preferred. So he's going to be keeping that bounty, but if he ever wants to switch, all he has to do is let me know. Yeah, man, GG. Well played. That was super fun. 1,100, 1,600. That's just great stuff. And we got to see the Jolly Green Giant come in and do some work. I mean, what's not to love? GG. See you guys next time. Awesome game. And that is going to be it for tonight. Cheers.